true or false, the original I'll be back line in the Terminator was written as I'll come back, and you had to convince James Cameron to change it?
I'll be back.
Wrong. So Jim Cameron wrote I'll be back, and I said to him, I said, I don't like the way I sound when I say I'll be back. I didn't quite understand the L thing,
okay,
being German speaking. And I said, well, I'd rather say I will be back. Mm-hmm. Sounds more machine-like. And he says, all right. He says, but I mean, are you the writer or am I the writer of the script? And he says, well, you're the writer. He says, well, then don't tell me how to fucking write. He says, I don't tell you how to fucking act. He says, so let's just keep that going like that. He says, let's do 10 takes of I'll be back. And you pick the one that you like. And that's the one that we do. But the interesting thing about it was, no matter how much we argued about this, it was a line that no one thought would be ever repeated again. And so when the movie came out, I remember I was in New York. And a guy came up to me after the screening and says, oh, Arnold, I'm a big fan of yours. Can you repeat the line, I'll be back? And I said, I'll be back. And he says, no, the way you say it in the movie. And then I said, I'll be back. He says, yeah. That's it. Oh, my God. And he ran off. And then it happened again and again. And the next day again. And all of a sudden, I said to myself, wow, this is kind of weird. So I called Jim Cameron. I said, this I'll be back line. I said, I think he was so right. I said, because it wouldn't have been that cool if I would have said, I will be back, right? Yeah. And he said, no, I told it will work. And he says, but it's going to be the most repeated line, I think, in history. And then it has become really one of the most repeated lines.